Hello guys, this is Mr. C and you're welcome to my YouTube channel again. If you're a new viewer, I encourage you to smash the subscribe button. And if you're an already existing subscriber, hit the like button and play over there in the comment section and let's get this thing going. So today is a really beautiful day. I've had questions and today I brought answers. And today's topic we're going to discuss about the student job opportunities and how you can prepare yourself to take the student job and some other advice that's going to help you during this process and some general advice as well which you need as you begin to take your student job. Without much ado, if you like to contact me, my email is available in most of my video, okay, and it's up there on the banner of my webpage. You can write me an email, but the best way, the preferred way to reach me is to contact me using the link provided on the description. Clicking on that link is going to take you to my page from where you can book a consultation with me. And in this consultation, you can have a direct one-on-one consultation via Zoom, WhatsApp, Google Meet, or any other preferred platform with me, where I can assess your situation and I can tell you how to strengthen your application. And of course, I have several packages which are available on my webpage. And you can, when you book your consultation with me, you can tell me what package you would like. I have a starter call package where you get a 15 minutes consultation call with me and general advice on how to strengthen your application. And in that starter call, I also mention the weaknesses in your application. I view your documents that you have and existing documents and a document that you will need to make your application more concrete and increase the success rate. And the price of this starter call is only 30,000 naira. Or 20 euro. And after that, I also have a full visa application support. And in this package, you get the consultation with me, you have a checklist, you get letters, you get visa strategies. So this is like the whole package, but not everything, okay? And this one is priced for 63,000 or 35 euro. And the next package is a premium package. This is where you get everything all in one documentation. All the documents that you need, including edits, including WhatsApp follow-up, weather calls, and so on. And you get the opportunity to reach me within the working days and the working hours of the week. Okay, and this one is priced at 150,000 naira or 90 euro. This is chicken change. And they also have the last on the list of my packages is our PR and citizenship pathway. And if you're here in Hungary and you'd like to explore the options that you have to citizenship and PR, permanent residency, you can consult me, and this one is priced at 300,000 or 180 euro. It is a long-term support. Now, I would also like to add that this is not the same as agency, okay? It's not the same like you pay to an agent. This is consultation, okay? When you consult me, I get to review all your documents, and then I get to tell you, like I said, the weaknesses in your documentation and the strengths and how we can improve your application, how we can improve the success rates of your application. And in so doing, we increase the concreteness, the weight of your application. And in so doing, we reduce the risk of having a visa rejection. And if you've paid a whole lot of money for your tuition fee, you've paid for your application, you've paid for your accommodation, I don't think paying this amount of money is too much for your visa. All right, so this is different. Whereas if you're using an agent, you are completely in the dark. You don't get to see what is going on. You don't get to see the process. You don't really learn that much. If at all you learn anything, you don't learn that much. Your agent completely keeps you in the dark. You don't know what is going on. But with me, you get to learn. You consult me. Okay, this is not the same as an agent. All right, and this is the best way to reach me. If you write me an email, I'm not going to reply because I receive a lot of emails from people, prospective students. I receive a lot of emails. I have a lot of consultation emails. I cannot reply every email and offer my services for free of charge. To increase the quality of my service, I'm asking you guys to go to my website and book a consultation. You give me something and I help you in return. It cannot be a one-way transaction. It has to be two-way transaction. All right, that is enough for that. And I hope that you guys always make the right decision, because I've had a whole lot of people come to me at a die minute. Sometimes the people reach me the first time and I say, go to my webpage, book a consultation, and then disappear. And lo and behold, they come back a week or 2 weeks later when they're out of time. And if you do that, I'm going to increase the fee. I'm going to increase your service charge because you're asking me to perform under duress. You're asking me to perform with a very limited time. So you're asking me to perform with a very little time that is available. And that way, I'm going to increase the fee I'm going to charge you. All right, with that being said, let's proceed with the topic of today, which is the student jobs. Student jobs. What kind of jobs you can do when you arrive Hungary as a student. And before I even mention that, I'd like to mention again that if you know that you're trying to escape Nigeria, okay, you're coming to Hungary is an escape from the hardship in Nigeria, that you genuinely do not really want to study, the application is different from those who genuinely wants to study. Okay, so the application process is different. I'm not saying how you apply at the embassy or how you apply to the institution are different. I'm saying that how you go about it, what kind of school you apply to, the kind of the factors you look into before making your application, these things are completely different. Okay, they are completely different. If you know that you want to Japa Nigeria, based on Japa level, you don't really want to study, you want to explore opportunities in Europe, it is a different thing. And this is where you come to consult people like me, because I've been here, I have lived here, I've seen a whole lot of people. In your case, I have helped a whole lot of people who just want to escape Nigeria to come here, but you don't do it the same way as those people who wants to really study here. And if you are in that situation, I understand you, but it is best that you do it the right way, because you may regret later on. Okay, now let's go right away to the topic of today, the job opportunities which are available for you guys, to take on when you arrive Hungary. So upon arriving Hungary, you have to apply for your residency card within 30 days. Okay, and if you don't apply for your residency card within 30 days, you may have a problem with the immigration. So you expected to apply for your residency card within 30 days upon arriving Hungary. Now that is one of the most important things that you must do when you arrive Hungary. And next is that upon arrival and you get to the university and you perform your enrollment, you will receive a kind of certificate. It's not really a certificate, but it's a document that states that you're an active student. And this is one of the key documents that you need when you want to start the process of preparing yourself for a student job. And right away, I'm going to tell you guys the list of documents that you need for you to undertake a student job here in Hungary. And before I even mention the list of documents that you need, taking a student job is really very important. Unless your father is Aliko Dangote, or your father is Otedola, or you have a very rich parents who don't mind throwing you thousands or hundreds of euros or dollars every weekend, then you don't need a student job. Or if you're self-financing or your parents is sponsoring your education, hey, you need a student job, because I do not like one-way transaction. Okay, because what you're going to find out really quickly upon arriving Hungary about the first, the second, and the third week is how quickly you burn out your money. Okay, how quickly you burn out your cash. The inflation here is off the roof, and since the Ukraine war starting from 2022, the inflation have been so bad. What I'm trying to tell you guys is that the cost of goods and services here in Hungary is very expensive. It may not be like what you have in your country, where you can bargain, where you can haggle with the service providers. For example, you can invite a carpenter to look at a problem in your house, and the carpenter may do a kind of overview and say this is a price, and now you begin to haggle. Things don't really work that way here. Here you get a quotation, and you get to pay people per hourly, and these rates are fixed rates. Okay, you get a fixed rate for services, a fixed rate for labor and the tax and so on. Like, everything is official. Okay, everything is done corporately. You don't have a standalone workman who can just come and say, okay, I will fix this thing for you for any price that is comfortable. No, it's not like that. Okay, it's why a lot of people here in Hungary do things themselves. A lot of people build their houses themselves. Yes, people dig foundations, and these are a kind of labor that you can easily access in places like Nigeria, which I know, and other places which I have lived in as well. But here it is completely different. People do their plastering themselves. People do a lot of their work as DIY, because paying other servicemen to do that is going to cost a whole lot of money. And if you don't know, the wages here in Hungary is one of the lowest in Europe. All right, without much ado, let's jump right into the list of documents that you need to start a student, to apply for a student job. Anyway, the essential document that you need is a task card. You need a valid task card, and then you need a bank account. You, of course, that is a Hungarian bank account where you can receive your salary. And you need a student card and then a residence permit, assuming you've already applied for your residence permit upon arriving Hungary. Now, one of the first things you have to do is to apply for your student card. I'm going to explain this based on their priority. Okay, so the first is upon arrival, you go to your institution and you make your enrollment and you get your active student status document. Okay, it's going to be written and issued in English and in Hungarian. So your active student status is what you need to apply for your student card. Your institution is going to tell you how to acquire or how to request for a Neptune, for a NEC code, and that NEC code is what is going to be your student identifier, and it's going to be there on your student card as well. Now, with your active student document, you can proceed to applying for your student card. And when you have all these documents, you can proceed to Melodiac. So you create an account at Melodiac. So Melodiac is a kind of a body that handles relationship between the students, or you who are the employees, and the employers. So what you discover here in Hungary is that companies do not hire students directly; they prefer to use a third party, and it looks like the Melodiac are the ones who are employing you to work for your employer. And when you receive your salary at the end of the month, you get your salary from Melodiac. And before you receive your salary, certain deduction must have been done, the fee which goes to Melodiac and the fee which goes as your tax. And this is why you need your tax card. Okay. But anyway, let's go right away to how you can apply for this document. So for your student card, you need your passport and your active student status in Hungary, in Hungarian, because a lot of the Hungarians do not read English. Yeah, a lot of the Hungarian offices that speak, only few people, I have to be honest, only few people understand English, so you have to go with your version that is in Hungarian. And where you can apply for your student card is called Common Blank. Common Blank, I'm going to write it right here on the screen. So they have several offices in every state and cities here in Hungary, so you do not have to worry where. You just ask where is Common Blank, and you go there with your active student status and your passport, and be very mindful of the opening hours. And another on the list, after you have your student card and you have your residence permit, now you can just go and apply for a bank account. And what you need to open a bank account is your residence permit, which must be in your hand. You need a valid passport. You need your admission document, okay? Your admission documents and your active students document, which I mentioned, and your accommodation certificate. Now they do not issue accommodation certificates anymore. Instead, what you get is a document that states your place of accommodation. And if I haven't told you, upon arrival, you have to do something that we call change of accommodation notification. You have to inform the Hungarian immigration that this is where you live, this is the place of your accommodation, and you can do that at a website called enterhungary.hu. Your institution or your mentor student is going to show you exactly how to apply for these accommodation certificates. And this is what you need to open a bank account. And the preferred bank account here in Hungary is OTP Bank. There are several OTP Bank across the cities and towns in this country. And be very mindful when you go to apply for your bank account. Be very careful. This is where you're going to have a problem. Let me ask you, how much do you expect every month? And from where or from who? Okay, now how much you expect every month, try to not make it a lot of money. If you say you're going to expect, let's say, $3,000 every month, the bank is going to mark that as a red flag. Or for what? Okay, so it's best if you say that you expect from home, Nigeria, because of course this is where your parents are, and if you're mentioning other country, you have to say why. Who is that money coming from? Is it your family member? What is the job? They may ask for the name of that person or even an ID of that person and how much you expect from that person. So be very careful in this area. One of the best bank you can open your bank account is OTP Bank. The rest of the banks you have to be very careful because of the fees and charges. The banks in Nigeria is different from the banks in Hungary. Banks in Asia is different from the banks in Hungary. Here in Hungary, they mean business, okay? They mean business and they charge a lot. You are being charged to use the ATM, you're being charged to make a transfer, you're being charged to receive money, you're being charged for card maintenance fee, you're being charged for the card. It goes on, and that is not the topic of today. And now, after you've applied for your bank account, you can do these things simultaneously. What you can apply for next is your task card. Task card takes about a month to arrive. So this is also one of the first things that you need to apply for after obtaining your residence permit. And in most cases, you may not be required. The residence permit may not be required for you to apply for a task card. You can just go with your accommodation document, your passport, and your student card, and you get your residence permit. So these are the key documents that you need in order to apply for a student job. And when you have all these documents, your task card, your bank account, your student card, and your residence permit, now you can apply at the website. You can register at the website of melodiac.who. You go to the website and you create an account, and then after creating an account, you put your informations and you choose the nearest Melodiac office closest to you, because after your registration, you will have to go and activate your membership. Only by activating your membership, you can have the contract with them. And after activating your membership, now you can start looking for student job. So in Melodiac, you can also find student jobs here in Melodiac, and you can also find student job in the website, which we call Profession.who. In fact, don't worry about that, because as soon as you land here in Hungary, you're going to have a whole lot of options for where to pursue, for where to search for student jobs. All right. Now, there are several student jobs here which are available, and some of the student jobs that are available, usually you can work at a restaurant, you can work at a McDonald's, you can work at KFC, you can work in the factory, you can work in the farms where they grow crops, you can work in the factory where they produce things, you can work in the packaging factory as well. And the payment, the wages ranges from 1,500 to even up to 3,000, depending on the labor, the kind of work, the kind of service you're offering. And when you receive in this payment, Melodiac takes a part of the money, and the part of the money goes to the task, goes to paying tax, and the rest of the money comes to your account at about the 10th of every month. And so this is the structure. It may take you about 2 or 3 jobs before you really find the job that you really like to do. So this is it for today. I encourage you guys to always try to work when you arrive Hungary, because it's going to increase how quickly you integrate into the Hungarian society. You can learn a whole lot about the Hungarian people when you work with them and you get to interact with them on a daily basis, and it will also reduce the strain on your pocket, especially if you're a self-financing student and you know to get money for bank account, you just find anyhow. To come here in Hungary, you need to find a job, and even though you have a sponsorship from your parents, having a student job can greatly reduce the stress upon their bank account. Okay, and I always tell people that when you come to Europe, don't exhaust your savings in Nigeria. Try to get a job. Use this job to take care of certain expenses, because what you get out of Hungary may not meet your expectation. And as a matter of fact, based on my assessment to students who are already living here, it most likely will not meet your expectation. So extracting all your money from Nigeria and depleting your savings in Nigeria is not really the best thing you should do. Don't be so comfortable. Get a job here in Hungary and cover the bills, because inflation is off the roof. And before we end this video, I'm going to repeat that the best way to reach me is by clicking at a website, at a link on the description, which takes you to the website where you get to consult me. You get to speak with me one on one, and I get to handle your situation. This is not the same as using an agent, okay? Using an agent, you get to pay a lump sum, you don't know the process, you don't know what you're paying for, you don't really get to understand the whole thing that is done behind the curtain. By consulting me, you get to learn, and my consultation fee is one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest in the whole among the whole YouTube content creators. All right, so and that is it for today. If you have questions, you can leave your questions in the comment section. Please, questions is not the same as help me do this or help me do that. I receive a whole lot of emails and I really want to help you guys, but to help me help you guys, you have to come through my consultation page, and you can also send me a direct email requesting for a particular service, and your payment confirms your consultation with me. And during the consultation with me, please outline your situation as promptly as possible. Do not try to use up your time. I'm very, very time sensitive. I give 15 minutes, and from time to time, I may allow the call to go on for up to 20 minutes. But this doesn't mean that you get to use up the time and then try to initiate a call later on, because it's not going to happen. You get your 15 minutes or your 20 minutes with me, which I can allow from time to time, and that is going to be it. And the rest of the conversation is going to be via email or via WhatsApp, depending on how convenient or accessibility to me at a time. And if you already received your admission, congratulations on receiving your admission, but that is not the end of the journey. If you want to increase your visa success and you don't want to regret and spend time waiting to apply in the coming year, is the best time to consult me. If you are not sure of what you are doing, or you think that you may be doing something wrong, it's time to consult me. Your visa application is worth the consultation. Do not hesitate. And before I move, if you're a new viewer to this channel, hit the subscribe button. Don't be afraid. And if you're already a subscriber, go to the comment section, play around, ask a whole lot of questions, because as you ask those questions, I come up with the information for your questions. And questions is not the same as do a service for me. And until the next time, see you guys. Ciao.